I had no power when I was young and was kidnapped by a slave trader. After that, like you, I lived a life of slavery because of the shackles and the ban that was placed on me. Don't you want to be free? Didn't you say you were a slave too? Yup. Then why bother asking something you already know? Because of this damn thing, I can't even dream of freedom. That's why, stop provoking me and get lost. I don't know how you got in, but the slave trader will be here soon. The wicked characteristic of the ban is that it can only be lifted when the person who owns the ban either releases it himself or dies. If you're unlucky, there are cases in which it may not be released, even if the person who owns it dies. In your case, it seems to be the latter. That bastard is dead. Then there's no way left now. Ha! What if I say there is? By interpreting the magic components of the ban, I can reverse it and slowly dissolve it. Although this kind of control is not my specialty, completely releasing one ban shouldn't be a problem for me, because only then could I end my life of slavery. It's broken. The ban that has constantly been tormenting me. Now that you have gained freedom, what are you going to do next? Whether it be going to find your family or going home. I have nothing like that. Since the slave trader already killed my family and burned down my house when he kidnapped me. From now on, I will go on a journey. I'm going to smash those slave trader bastards' heads who buy and sell people, like what I did to that bald punk today. Would you like to accompany me? I will follow you. Good. Then, follow me from now on and treat me as your master. Ah. Yeah. If you are going to treat me as master, use honorifics. Don't speak informally like a moron. Ah. I understand. Then, let's go, moron. Ah. Excuse me. Master's name. Ha. I mean, how may I address you? I'm Kim Hyun-oh. My name. I remember now. As expected, she became a constellation. I can say that I know this brat better than anyone else. But I can't remember her name. Is this what the Maze Lord meant when he said he will take my name? Well, there's no helping it. After all, I still remember her nickname. Moron. It's been a while. Moron. He dares to call a constellation a moron. Ah, master, before we celebrate our reunion. The constellation is touching the relic in person. Ah. Ryohan Lo Ug Itt. How should I take care of these bastards? Should I kill them? No, I have a better idea. The next day. What the hell is this? Note: personal sponsorship of student Kim Joo-hyuk. Note: personal sponsorship of student Kim Joo-hyuk. Billion won 3.9 mil. A personal sponsorship for Kim Joo-hyuk, no less. I guess you saw it too. Rish Libert's Sean Principle. It's truly odd for a donation to come at this time. Isn't it because of Rockdale? We also experienced it ourselves this time, but wasn't Rockdale who sent the triple killers the last time? So they wanted to cover it up by sponsoring money. It just doesn't make sense. When Kim Joo-hyuk was attacked by Desera Ventric last time, they definitely sent in sponsorship to silence him. At that time, the donation was their way of protecting Rockdale's and the family's image. However, the Ventric family has already drawn the line by excommunicating Rockdale. If they hadn't drawn the line, they would have made a fuss to get Rockdale out of the detention center by now. But they didn't do any of that. So, my question is, what is the real reason for the Ventric family to send sponsorship to Kim Joo-hyuk? What's more, we still don't know whether Kim Joo-hyuk will accept the sponsorship. I think he might reject it while cursing them out. Well, we will probably get our answers when we ask him ourselves. Understood. Interview room NVPS 512220 NVHQ 12. Yes, I will accept it. I mean, is there any need to turn down an offer of 5 billion won? That's true, but now, since I said I would accept it, I can just go, right? Ah, wait a moment. Not only did you receive the sponsorship, our Valhalla Academy also received the donations as well. According to Valhalla's regulations, you can move to a premium dormitory. So what's your thoughts on it? I don't find any discomfort with my current dorm right now, so please help me change it later. Alright. What in the world? He refused it when the patriarch tried to appease him, but he's accepting it this time. Well, since our academy isn't at a loss, let's not pay too much attention to it. How should I take care of these bastards? Should I kill them, master? No, wake her up. I have a better idea. Yes, master. Hey. Yes. I think your constellation will overlook whatever I do to you guys, so what do you think I should do? Originally, I made the Ventric family to serve you so you can do whatever you want with them, master. I see. Excuse me, Lord Constellation. Could it be that the phrase all for one, which has been passed down through generations in our family? Of course that phrase was meant for master. Have you finally realized that, stupid one? Then. This student, I mean. This person is really your master, Lord Constellation. Yeah. Even though his appearance has changed, his magic power is definitely that of my master. I think that's enough questions about me. Shouldn't you be worried about yourself now? Honestly, when I think about how much I was bothered by these bastards, even killing all of them wouldn't be enough. However, the prestige and power these guys have is the real deal. As such, in order to live comfortably, I need to thoroughly take advantage of these guys. However, it will be a pain in the ass to control them myself. Although I'm only a vice-patriarch, it has been 4 years since I took over the position of the head of the family. We managed to reclaim our declining power and become the strongest family in Britain in 4 years. Is that so? Then keep managing it. And support my activities at the family level. Don't ask me why. The moment you screw things up again. You know what will happen, right? Please rest assured, master. I will personally make sure that such a thing will never happen again. Good. Master, huh? I think it's time. Where are you going? This space, where constellations can manifest directly, usually requires a huge amount of magic power. Really? Yes, you will need dozens of storage stones full of magic power. No wonder why these guys were carrying a lot of storage stones. Since that magic power is disappearing and since I also used the abilities myself, I think I will need to rest a little. Even though you are a constellation. Have you guys always been facing such restrictions? But it's alright. Being able to see the reincarnation of my master in person like this is already good enough. What's with you? Quickly get some rest. Ah, master. I have one last thing to say to you, huh? Besides me, it seems that the other disciple has also become a constellation. You will meet him soon. Then please excuse me. Perhaps all of my disciples have become constellations. Still, I will meet him soon. I have met 2 constellations in person. That bastard Barche and Moron. The meeting with Barche was inevitable thanks to the notification window. The meeting with Moron was purely coincidental, right? What's more, there are an enormous number of constellations right now. It makes no sense to see every single one of them. By the way, Barche hasn't said anything since we met the guide, right? You called me. Ha, what the? What have you been doing all this time without saying a word? I was organizing my thoughts. My memories were cut off the moment you entered the secret room. Your memories were cut off. Yeah, in the mental world, I felt like you came out as soon as you went into that room. And albeit a little, my memories came back. Did you remember how weak of an existence you were? How could I remember such trivial memories? I learned the concept of name, which you should have known by now, and... So, is the one who stole the original name also called Labyrinth Lord, and the one who gave the name Barche also called the Labyrinth Lord? That's right. He bestowed a name and power at the same time. The power of being the owner of the Tower of Destruction. Does that power also influence one's personality? Indeed, when I was the Tower Lord in the past, the influence of the received name and power made me a bit rigid. The current state, my original, is closer to personality. How does that guy go about giving and taking away names, anyway? I also don't know how. Well, considering that this world is a labyrinth that shapes his name, he probably gives and takes away names as he pleases. Ha! What do you mean by this world is a labyrinth? Why aren't you unaware of the important things? So that's how it is. It's frustrating, but that's how it is in the end. But the guide mentioned that there is an opportunity for a counterattack. We just have to wait for that now. Next day. What is it? What's the silver shiny thing? Even if we agreed to meet in 2 days, how can you call me during lunchtime? This is just a food tray. I'm sorry, I didn't pay attention to that. Alright, then. The ring, did you bring it? Yes. Alright, from now on, we're going to use that. I noticed that it's not a separate spec-enhancing item, so how can this be used for a counterattack against that guy? It's simple, wear the ring and break through the labyrinth. Labyrinth. Does it just need to be any labyrinth? Originally, these days, there are hardly any naturally occurring labyrinths, and the remaining ones are all managed, aren't they? Of course, it's not like you can just break through any labyrinth. Soon, the Labyrinth Lord will directly generate the labyrinths. What did you call it in your world's language again? Dungeon break, disaster. Disaster, as soon as the labyrinth appears, monsters gush out like a torrent, wreaking havoc in the surrounding area. Back in the time before my reincarnation, those were popping up all over the place. So, there was no safe corner in the world. After reincarnation, things quieted down a bit, making life more enjoyable. So, when and where does it erupt now? How big will it be? After about 3 months. I'm still assessing the scale, but it's happening in a country called Korea. As for the location. Wow, that's incredible. If you just disclose the country as Korea. How can we prevent it on a national level, considering I live there? Cut me some slack on that point. Over here, I've been providing information while avoiding the eyes of the Labyrinth Lord, so it's been somewhat restricted. TSK. From the beginning, if this world is a labyrinth, then what exactly are the labyrinths that occur within it? The Labyrinth Lord intentionally creates them. Is he preparing once again to give and take names? Yeah, he probably thinks the time has come. So, should I wear this ring and break the labyrinth that appears during the calamity? Yes. To be exact. Before that, how did you usually destroy labyrinths? Since dealing with the boss that comes along with the labyrinth is usually tricky, I generally ignored it and destroyed the labyrinth stones. If I do that, the labyrinth disappears. Usually that's the quick way. But you shouldn't do that this time. Then, wear the ring and defeat the boss of the labyrinth. Is there a specific reason why I have to defeat the boss? That's right. Even though your world is a labyrinth created by the Labyrinth Lord, things like calamities or towers of ruin can't be easily produced. It's based on the power derived from the name one has acquired. Simply put, labyrinths are created through the power of names. Among the components of labyrinths created in that way, the focal point where the power of names converges is precisely the boss of the labyrinth. Wearing the ring and defeating the boss of the labyrinth allows you to absorb the name bestowed by the Labyrinth Lord. That will be the starting point of our counterattack. I have a question. The names absorbed by that fellow are not just 1 or 2, right? How can you counterattack with just stealing one name? That's a very good question. Of course, the Labyrinth Lord won't bat an eye even if he loses just one name. His current goal is, as mentioned earlier, the adaptation before the Tower of Destruction, right? To be honest, the core of this plan is not just stealing one name but quickly clearing the labyrinth. In that case, if the Labyrinth Lord realizes the labyrinth has disappeared before the adaptation, he will resort to other measures. He might send numerous names into the world, causing various incidents. That would be the opportune moment to absorb names on a massive scale. The names absorbed also become power for us. It absorbs the name and makes it into power. Let me ask you one question. So, what sets us apart from that Labyrinth Lord? Surprising, isn't it? I thought you don't care about things like that. What are you looking at me for? I need a legitimate reason to act freely as well. For starters, we haven't harmed innocent people by cultivating names. If you take away the name from the Labyrinth Lord, you become a holy saint, or you may be bound to the name without being able to be reincarnated. Regardless of what happens, the body ends up being trapped without existence. Moreover, if you use the power of the absorbed names, when the constraints of the names are released, those guys can also be liberated from this restraint. But if it bothers you, you can do whatever you want. Anyway, you will naturally know who the owners of the names were while absorbing them. Alright, then. Do we just have to wait for the dungeon break? Yes, I will tell you the precise location and date in the near future. Yes, I will tell you the precise location and date in the near future. Is it not enough to defeat the boss and break through the labyrinth? When the labyrinth disappears, the monsters inside the labyrinth will die, but the monsters that have come out will remain as they are. Shouldn't we be prepared to prevent that? See you later. What? What? She should say something before moving. By the way, did she say to create a team? Indeed, even before reincarnation, when dealing with disasters, I went with my disciples. Doing it alone takes time. And there's also the need to prevent collateral damage. Why then, do I also need to raise disciples here? Ha! What is it? Why are you here? I've thought a bit after losing to you. I wondered about the reason for my defeat. And then I figured it out. That you were stronger than me, that's why I lost. Why did it take you so long to figure out the obvious? I thought I was quite similar to you, you know. What? That person overwhelmed everyone with talent alone, without even experiencing defeat, which is rare among adults. If you think I resemble that aspect, it's a complete misconception. I consider myself someone who puts in effort. So, what I mentioned earlier is what I had thought. Not now. The moves that struck me, they weren't just simple attacks. It was a body movement that came from countless experiences. I was furious when I lost, but later, after calming my head, the reason for the defeat became clear. A lack of experience. And then I realized. I became stronger through the experience of fighting you as well. So I want to keep fighting with you. To beat you. What? Let's fight. Don't bore me with your weird logic. I'll leave now. What about the fight? I came all the way from China to fight, you know. It's none of my business. How about dedicating your time to mastering the family martial arts instead of putting in such effort? I don't know. What? I received proper training until I was 6 years old, and after that, it was all self-taught. Then you beat me in the lunar year. That's right. From the beginning, the contractors were not fans of mine either. I was the one who took unilateral action first. I kept getting excluded from the family's regular training, so I asked them to bring in training partners to keep my skills from rusting. They ended up throwing adult contractors at me out of the blue. That's why I just won. It was a relief that there weren't a lot of them. While what the Baekrienho leader said overlaps, the nuance is completely different. That woman clearly has talent, and it seems true that she enjoys fighting, but the leader's nuance was as if this woman has been going around defeating everyone she encounters. Then, is it compulsory to be confined to the White Lotus Palace? It's arbitrary to some extent. He got stuck there because he was fed up with being treated like the family's headache. Well, it didn't matter because I was stronger than the adults there anyway. But it's okay. Because I found you much stronger than me. What's good about it? By fighting you, one can become stronger without the need for the family's teachings, right? Who's going to fight? Why? Please do it for me. It's a bit weird. Since she was an outcast from his family, she was confined to the White Lotus Palace, so why did Hoju try to bring him back? I don't know the context, but from their family's perspective, wouldn't it have been better for Yen Lang to be at the White Lotus Palace? Okay, let go of me now. Are you fighting for me? Doing something in the middle of the school wouldn't be discreet anyway. Since we were planning to go to the gym, just follow me. Yes. Gym room. Ju Hyuk. Fuck, just wait. Who is that woman you brought in? She's a crazy person I met at White Lotus. She said she came all the way here to fight with me. Really? I'm just going to do it once. She came all the way here from that far away. What's with that look? Are you going to fight too? No. No, not yet. Judging by the hair color, it seems like she might be a relative from the... Did she really come from China to play a match with Kim Ju-hyuk? That's great. Valhalla Stadium. I'm sure we agreed to spar just the two of us, me and Yen Lang. Why are you guys here? I'm keeping an eye on her to make sure she doesn't do anything strange. I follow Aaron Choi. Don't mind me. For real. Look forward to it, Kim Ju-hyuk. But, I'm a lot stronger than last time. Is that so? Then I can go with my full power, right? Make a team to stop the disaster. Didn't you say you wanted to be strong? Yes. Then, if I win here, you can be my disciple. What? The reason I'm trying to be strong is to beat you, you know. Well, it's like that. You can achieve it after becoming a student. Let's start then. Well, I hate having a teacher, so I have to win. You really get quite strong. Right. I'm sure you just blocked the attack, but you won't be able to stop it this time. What's this? What's with this magic? There was a monster like this at White Lotus. It's a huge amount of mana. The concentration is higher than that of Kim Ju-hyuk in the competition. Even if I land just one hit, I can deliver a deadly blow. Even if he blocks, there will still be an impact due to the magic power. Same posture. I like confronting things head-on too. War. I've raised my mana concentration to this extent, and yet I'm still getting pushed back. Kim Ju-hyuk didn't seem to wield much magical power, did he? It's really the same guy as before. I'll take it head-on only once. From the second time onwards, block and strike on my own. Arg. I couldn't land a valid hit again. For now, I've gained one more disciple with this. Oh, you're up. Eek. You're quite strong. I thought you would be unconscious until tomorrow morning, but I never thought you would wake up already. Is that a compliment, or are you making fun of me? Alright then, stop talking nonsense now and become a disciple of mine. I was going to suggest fighting purely with our bodies this time, without using any magic, like last time. Even so, the outcome doesn't seem like it will change. Well, fine. I understand. I will become your disciple. So, am I officially your first disciple now? I don't think so. What? I'm not the first one. Were you already cultivating disciples even when you were in middle school? It's not like that either. Ju-hyuk is right. Since I received teachings before you, I am Jung-hyuk's first disciple, meow. No, she wasn't the first disciple from the beginning either. I guess I'll just let it go because it's too bothersome. Meow. Did you say that to me? Are you picking on me on purpose? Yes, why are you mad now, meow? My name is Yen Lang. Don't give me weird nicknames at your own will. What's wrong with you, meow? Isn't it a cute nickname? Who's cute, do you wanna die? Good nickname, right? Well then, go home now. Why do I have to leave? I haven't even learned anything yet. You did learn the fact that you're an adorable kitty, didn't you? This view. It oddly brings a sense of nostalgia. Even before reincarnation, seeing disciples always gave me a similar feeling. Hey, meow. Stop now. Don't call me a kitty too. It's true that Erin Choi received training before you, so isn't she a senior? Don't be rude to your Seijo. Now that you also have a Sammy, talk to her with some respect. Me a Seijo. Ju Hyuk also acknowledged me as his first disciple. Alright, then me, as the Seijo, will endure it. Enough of the banter, considering we sparred and got some bruises today. Let's call it a day and go home. It doesn't really hurt, but okay. By the way, where should I sleep? Ha! Did you not find a separate accommodation? Not really, I just came on a whim because I wanted to spar with you. When I asked Seo Ryan what I should do to fight you again, she just told me to go to Valhalla in Korea. Did you just come here after hearing that? There seems to be no concrete plan. There is a dorm room that the school decided to give me, so you can stay there for now. Alright. What the heck? As expected, not to your liking, kitty. Do you really want to die? Stop before you both lose your vigor. I'm tired. Because of Yen Lang and Erin Choi, I got all worked up and couldn't finish my routine properly. Anyway, with things turning out like this, those two seem like they'll definitely play the role of disciples. Yu Soi-yeon is currently focused on physical training. And she's still a long way from swordsmanship instruction. As for Si-hyuk, he hasn't shown any particular interest and is training on his own. So, for now, the ones to prevent disaster are those two. Ha! The donation funds that Mr. Kim Joo-hyuk requested, and I'm currently finalizing other matters, including the donation funds requested by Mr. Kim Joo-hyuk, and I wanted to report back before reaching out to you. I checked the donation and scholarship funds this morning. Is that so? Then, is there anything else you want to ask? Then about that, please issue wanted notices for the contractors. 3 months later, there's going to be a disaster. What? Where the hell did you get such news? Don't ask about the source, and I don't know the scale, but something is going to happen here. So, is it happening in Korea? That's right. Alright, I will contact the useful contractors from the Ventrigan side and the guilds within Korea. Yes, please keep it secret if possible. Well, Mr. Kim Joo-hyuk. What? By any chance, when the Guardian Constellation wakes up, would you be able to speak favorably of my efforts? Is she still asleep, pretending not to notice your efforts? Yes, I tried to contact her somehow, but she didn't respond. She mentioned taking a short break after exerting her abilities directly. It seems like a day is not enough for a complete recovery, huh? Alright, I'll tell her well. Thank you. Next day after school, Valhalla Gym. Who? Let me breathe, it feels like I'm going to die. I almost died. But you're not dead, are you? Still, you're keeping up better than I expected. I thought you might fall behind in the middle. Of course, it's not like I'm playing around here. It seems like her basic stamina is fine, but... Well, then should we slow down a bit? Hey, did Yen Lang happen to come to this place? What's up with this person? Why does her appearance feel similar to Yen Lang and Seo Ryan? You've come all the way here without telling your mother, Yen Lang. Seol Yunhwa. Are you Yen Lang's mother? I thought that shaman, Seol Ryan, was her mother. So it's Kim Joo-hyuk who brought our Yang Lang over here. Let me introduce myself properly. My name is Seol Yunhwa. I am the head of the Seol family and the person who is currently Yen Lang's new mother. Seol Ryan, who is the head of the White Lotus Society, is my younger sister. I see. But it's a little strange. Seol Ryan promised to contact me when Yen Lang leaves White Lotus Palace, but she didn't reach out to me and sent Yen Lang here instead. We'll ask about the reason later. Yen Lang, follow your mother back to the White Lotus Palace. You didn't care whether I was left behind or pushed away before, and you're telling me to come back. Get lost. And stop treating me like a daughter now, it's irritating. Rejecting you was the Constellations' order back then. Don't you know already? Right, I heard it from the maid instead of your own mouth. And that too very recently. Regardless, the fact reminds me that you found out. Moreover, the Constellation has instructed me to summon you this time. What? This time, it is a chance to be recognized by the Constellation. Don't embarrass your mother any longer, Yen Lang. You want me to come back right now. So, was that the reason you've been trying to bring me out all this time? That's right. Get out. There are students exercising here, so leave now to avoid disturbing them. And this is Valhalla, neither Seol nor White Lotus, don't even think about causing a disturbance. Do you know why I came here alone without any bodyguards? To take you away without being noticed. What are you doing? Didn't I tell you the obvious? I won't be cautious. Was that the meaning of it? Then I also don't plan to hold back any longer. You remember, right? Even when you challenged me last time, I still defeated you. That's right. I trained hard because I didn't want to fall behind you all in an empty space. So, well then, you should go back to Seol and learn properly now. What's up with this woman? Were her skills this good? Q. Let go. What a barbaric attack. Shut up. All I have to do is win. Joo-hyuk, yes. Shouldn't we call an instructor to stop them? The head of the Seol is causing a commotion in Valhalla without any bodyguards, claiming to take her daughter away. What do you think will happen if we tell the instructor about this? There's going to be a mess here. Even if that's the case, I don't like that person. That's right. She abandoned her own daughter and now suddenly came to take her back due to some unexpected need. Kitty. It must have been really frustrating for her. Yen Lang, stop this pointless rebellion and follow me before you get hurt. I think it's going to be you. I kicked her hard with much power. She'll still get hurt even though she managed to block it. Ugh. My one leg is frozen. Well, you must be seeing it for the first time. It's the power of our family's constellation, the king of the depths of the snow. Even if not immediately, once you return to Seol, you will likely have the opportunity to exercise this ability through a contract with the constellation. I thought you seemed stronger than last time. Were you recklessly borrowing the power of the constellation? What's so reckless about it? It's the nature and common sense of the current world. If you are a member of a family that houses the constellation, it's something you do as a matter of course. Surely you're not under the delusion that I fought you with my physical abilities alone in response to your demands back then, right? You may have changed your mind, then I'll ask you one last time. Will you come back? I'm not going back. An immature brat. Don't even think about returning safely. Damn it. I couldn't even react because of my frozen right foot. I'll freeze and shatter your right arm, and then reflect upon the missing hand. Ugh. I'll never defy the family and the constellation again. Kim Joo-hyuk. What are you doing? Are you serious about cutting off your daughter's arm? As a mother, I am currently educating my daughter. I don't think it's any of your business. Is that type of education trendy nowadays? It's a family matter, mind your own business. It seems like I've heard similar words recently from someone else about their child. I've never heard of this before. How did he block it without getting frozen? It even had a big impact. Hold. Doesn't that mean he hit back with a stronger magic than I, who was surrounded by the Constellations magic? Choi Erin, yes. Get out of here with Yen Lang. What's this, Kim Joo-hyuk? I can fight too. Besides, it's my household business. That's right, but can you even feel your right leg? Before I even teach you anything, if my disciples get hurt, should the master stay and watch in silence? Just stay back. Alright. This is my master. You're teaching. Aren't you a high school student? Photot sounds interesting. Kim Joo-hyuk, I just wanted to take out Yen Lang from here with me, but were you really influenced by that and started acting like you're her master? I'm not really influenced by it, you know. It's just that our mutual understanding aligns. It's a reason that wouldn't arise in an ordinary master-disciple relationship. Then, let's see how good the master's skills are. Despite her mother's cold appearance, she is as aggressive as Yen Lang. I managed to hit her with a kick earlier, but it's really difficult to deal with her without much magic consumption. First, let's try dodging to the side and targeting the joint. Damn, it didn't even land as a direct hit but instead caused this much damage. It seems she can even release ice, interesting. One of the few advantages of this school is the sports equipment, so make sure to reimburse them all before you go to China. Well, Kotak, I'll think about it if you win. Avoiding this seems futile, it looks like it will only result in more ice being discharged. However, if I just take the hit, although it's borrowing magical power, it's still a waste of my own magical power to block it. I'm going to break it directly. Ugh. Damn it. The magic power I condensed on my hand. Ha. Mark. He overwhelmingly knocked her down. To someone who wields the power of a constellation. That's amazing. I understand now how you brought up Yen Lang here and why you call yourself her master. Nevertheless, regardless of my acknowledgement of you, I will take Yen Lang with me. That is exactly what our constellation wants. Even if I fail here, thousands of people who received the order from the constellation will come here to get her. What's this? Does my opinion really not matter? Yes, the constellation's purpose comes first. That's the purpose of our existence. So, do I have to fight someone from my family again? Even if I don't want to. Stop it now. What should I do to meet your constellation? What? Aren't you saying that because it is the order of the constellation? Ha. They'll come endlessly to capture her. Then, wouldn't the problem be solved if I beat your constellation? Defeat the constellation. Do you even know what you're talking about right now? The way for the general public to directly encounter the constellation is when it appears directly through the sanctuary. However, since it uses a large amount of magical energy, it does not happen often. However, for the sake of an individual who may bring harm to the family, we do not have fools in our constellation who would trigger the sanctification. There's one more way besides that. Directly touching the sacred relic and transitioning to the realm of mind. Even though you have an institution for training hunters, it seems you have knowledge about contracts and sacred relics from a young age as well. That's right. If you come into contact with our family's sacred relic, you'll be transported to the constellation, the deep king in the eyes, right? However, unlike the current world where the original power is limited even when manifested, the mental realm is purely the constellation's domain. The moment normal people enter, they may be crushed by the pressure of the constellation. And yet you're going to stand up to the constellation. Alright, but I don't think it's possible right now. Initiating contact with the sacred relic by an outsider is not something I can decide unilaterally. We will extend an invitation to our constellation in a week. Until then, there will be no separate attacks on Yen Lang or Kim Ju-hyuk. Okay. If Kim Ju-hyuk is defeated in the mental realm and returns to this world, what do you plan on doing? Creating an opportunity to meet the constellation without any condition seems like a loss on our part, no matter how you look at it. Well, that's ridiculous. Whether I win or lose, let it be on my terms. Own only. If I win, you'll leave Yen Lang alone for the rest of your life. I'll take care of her. What an arrogant fellow. Alright then, I'll go back for today. Mac. 1 week later. A few days earlier. Valhalla dorm. Oh, it's open. You can stay here for the time being. Alright. What kind of dorm room is this fancy? This is rather a well-off family home. Can I really use this by myself? Yeah, I originally planned to move to a premium dorm room, but I got this instead after saying I would be using an additional room. I see. You see, Kim Ju-hyuk. Why do you care about me so much? Honestly, whether Shui Yunhua comes or the Shui family attacks, it's still my family's matter, so you don't have to worry about it. Are you going this far because I'm your disciple? Well, I guess that's one reason. Another reason is I hate it. I'm a high-ranking person, so you should listen to me. Seeing bastards who abuse their power that way makes me want to vomit. That's why I decided to interfere. Did I make you uncomfortable? No. It's just that I haven't received such care before. I just want to thank you. The training you will receive from me will be so hard that you will feel like dying, so that feeling of gratitude will soon disappear, you know. Well, that's that. Now I want to ask you something. What's it? Your family constellation was the High Mountain Deep King. He's the Deep Snow King. Whatever his name is, what kind of constellation is he? I know he uses ice from the attack I received today, but I haven't been spending much time with my family, so I'm not too sure. However, regardless of how he uses his abilities, I heard that he doesn't really interfere in family business. That's why some of our family members don't even know who he is. Is that so? How odd. Leaving that aside, didn't the matriarch say that the constellation ordered her to take you away? Yin. As far as I remember, I haven't had any contact with him. I have never received the constellation's protection that all family members receive to begin with. That's why I'm even more lost. Well, if that's the case, I will just have to ask him after I beat the crap out of him. Well then, before we go back to the Shui family, rest and recover. Since you will need to show me the way later. I got it. Valhalla dorm, Kim Ju-hyuk's room. This is Adelia Ventric. How can I help you, Sir Kim Ju-hyuk? I have a favor. I fought against the Shui family matriarch. Pardon. Does that mean the Shui family's descendant is currently in Valhalla? Yeah. Anyway, thanks to that, the equipment in the physical training center is destroyed. Can you handle it? I think we should be able to. All we need to do is quickly replace the equipment. Alright, then do that for me. I understand. Is there anything else you need? I have a question. Do you know anything about the Shui family's constellation? You mean the Deep Snow King? Well, I heard that he doesn't get involved in the family issue, just like Lord Beak Mask, and the Shui family itself is quite passive, so we don't really know much. Is that so? By the way, has Moron awakened? No. Just like last time, there's no response. I see. The constellations can manifest, but it comes with such a huge risk. They can't even see each other, huh? By the way, sir. Yeah. Just like what I requested last time, are you asking for her status so that you can tell her about my contribution as soon as possible? Considering how much bullshit you are spouting, you're getting quite comfortable, huh? I'm hanging up. My apologies. Beep. How can no one know about this? Kim Hyuno, this isn't like you. What? Isn't fighting first, asking questions later your style? That's right. However, although I'm getting stronger, my strength is still nothing when compared to my previous life. Isn't it stupid to attack a constellation without knowing how powerful he is to some extent? Is that so? Moreover, we will be fighting in the world of mental image, a place in which the constellations can exert their full power. Wait. If that's the case, why was Bars so weak when I fought him in the world of mental image? With his power, he should have been able to exert as much power as any other constellation. If you are fighting him in the world of mental image, maybe I can give you some tips. Strength in the world of mental image has nothing to do with your physical strength. Then what? The level of strength you can use is equivalent to what you know about your physical strength. What? That's the same thing. Are you messing with me? Well, to an ordinary person, the world inside or outside of the world of mental image is the same. However, you're different, Kim Hyuno. Remember that. I think I get what you mean now. Then there's only one thing left to do. Go to the Shue family and beat the hell out of the constellation. You really came. And here I thought you would run away. I'm not that irresponsible, you know. Did you receive the permission for me to touch the holy relic? Please follow me. Alright, I will be back. Alright. What happened to the room? After coming back from Valhalla, I thought about what I would do to you if you lose, Kim Juhyuk. How about becoming our family's slave? I told you to do whatever you want, so give me that glove quickly. Here you are. Who are you? Biohan Liberts Sean. This guy isn't my disciple. But he looks familiar. Did I see him somewhere before? Who are you? The person of interest who poses a threat to the Shue family. Ryohan Liberts Sean. It looks like you know me. I don't know who you are though. Shall we exchange our names? If you can survive this attack, then I will agree to that. A long-distance attack. You managed to dodge it. That attack was not something that could be dodged using a normal jump. You must have used magic power to increase your dodging distance, huh? Ryohan Liberts Sean. Alright, it doesn't look like you are a nobody. I was going to tell you my real name, but I forgot it after I was trapped in here, so I will introduce myself with my nickname instead. Rishan Liberts Sean. Outside, I am known as the Deep Snow King. But my worshippers called me Chaos God, while those who were afraid of me called me Snow Demon. Combining both titles together, I was called the Chaotic Snow God. Shue Family Guardian Constellation Deep Snow King Chaotic Snow God. Is that so? I am Kim Juhyuk. Kim Juhyuk. Alright. I will remember that name. Did he block my retreat route with these ice pillars? Ryohan Liberts Sean. Johan Liberts Sean. Icicles. It's a pain to get rid of these with my bare hands though. In that case, that sword is. Are you counterattacking with these icicles? How ridiculous. All the ice and snow in this place are under my control. Is that so? Riohan Libert scan. So you used those icicles to block my sight in order to get close to me, huh? Your idea was good. But your power was a bit lacking. Really? Riohan Libert scan. You said my power was a bit lacking. Then why don't you get hit by this and see if it's still lacking? Cook. It must be a while since you last tasted a fist, right? Cook. This magic power-filled attack. And that sword, I understand it now. Ridhan Libert scan. You are the martial god, huh? Well, although that was the nickname given to me by my disciples Nilbert Sean, but, you are right. Martial god, Kim Huno. Although I don't know him well. I was able to witness his power at a close distance 300 years ago. Years ago there was a time when I was attacked by a large number of monsters. Although I dealt with them the best I could. It was a huge army of monsters that I could not take care of on my own. Just when I made up my mind to bring as many monsters down as possible together with me, the martial god came. I wanted to ask why that person appeared here and why he stood in front of those monsters. But as he swung his ink-colored sword, RTS scan, all of my questions disappeared, and only all remained. Although his appearance has changed, that person is the martial god himself. Aren't you coming? In that case, here I come. Riohan Libert scan. Alright, martial god. I've always wanted to have a proper fight against you. I will fight you. With my full power. Reception room. That's why. That's why I didn't want to come to the Soul family. Then you should rest until you head over to the Soul family, since you will have to be the guide when you head over. Yen. Rang. Soul family first daughter Soul Rin, Soul family second daughter Soul Pei. What? Did you come for a fight? And no. I just heard that you came out from Bakrian Castle, so I came to see you. It's not like we can beat you even if we fight. Well, if you came just to see me, you can just stand out there like those shady guys behind the door. I felt that there were some misunderstandings, so I wanted to apologize. It's better to apologize face to face, isn't it? Apologize. You know, since you ended up in Bakrian Castle not long after we had our fight, so we didn't really have the time to talk. So I wanted to have a talk with you now. Even if it's late. I know. It's a bit late, but about leaving you out. I'm sorry. What's with that? You came after all this time just to say that. Aren't you just spouting whatever since you're just scared that I'm here now? W8. I know it may seem like we're rushing to apologize, but we didn't have a choice. Our every attempt at trying to see you was stopped by our mother. Ha. Not only that. Even leaving you out of the training was due to her orders. What? You guys didn't leave me out because you were jealous. That's what I always thought. To be honest, you are right in saying that we were somewhat jealous. But we were more proud than jealous. Since it's better to have someone strong as a whole for the Soul family. While thinking that, our mother called us. From now on, don't include Yenrang in the training. Saying that you, Yenrang, will be the threat to us in the fight to become the next head of the family. That even if she, the head, was backing us, all of the other elders will choose you. After that, whether we liked it or not, we had no choice but to agree with our mother and work together with the people of the family to keep you out. But she was mistaken about one thing. Both Pei and I, we don't have any interest in being the head of the family. Not only do we not have interest, it would be more accurate to say that we shouldn't have interest. What does that mean? About that. How about I tell you? Humph. What's this? So annoying. Are you going to keep annoying me with these weak little attacks? A big attack. Got it. You had a skill like this as well. That surprised me. I was planning on freezing you completely, but for you to get away with just a bit of snow on you. As expected of the martial god. Don't just spit out praise you don't believe in. You're making me feel embarrassed. But this guy is different. If he was this strong in the previous life, there's no way I wouldn't remember him better. This guy must have been training here, breaking through the perception of the strength he knew of. That must be why he has gotten stronger than my previous life. Interesting. It would have been better if I could have met you sooner. What do you mean by that? I'm praising you for being strong. Is that so? Instead of being just satisfied with your praise. I will overcome you. Forget overcoming you. I wasn't even close. This is taking longer than I expected. Well, it's true that Kim Joo-hyuk used a strange magic, so maybe Lord Constellation is playing around with him on purpose. What's this? Even though only his mind takes damage in the world of mental image, he looks completely fine. Jae Joo-hyuk. Ah, yeah. I won against your constellation. Pardon. What kind of joke are you saying? The Deep Snow King declares his sincere respect for Kim Joo-hyuk. What? That guy really won against Lord Constellation. The Deep Snow King declares his sincere respect for Kim Joo-hyuk. Impossible. There's no way the guardian constellation of the Shwe family could be defeated by a mere high school student. If you don't believe it, you can just ask your constellation one more time, right? Ah, you said you would stop bothering Yen Lang if I won against your constellation, right? That condition, I think we will have to change it a bit. Now, let's go. What are you all gathering here for? To think we get to see each other again, Kim Joo-hyuk. I never thought you would come here. Aren't you Ms. Shuel Yen, the White Lotus Association leader? I never thought I would see you here. Are you done with your business? Yeah, I will tell you on the way. Since the gazes are quite intense here. Seeing how you came back a lot faster than expected. You must have lost. It must have been hard on you. Not only did you not have divine protection, you even had to confront a constellation yourself. Well, that's true. Didn't Shuel Yanhua talk about what happened if you lost? She told me to become the Shwe family's slave. Does that mean you will be a servant of the Shwe family from now on? Who knows? What a funny reaction. I wonder when I should tell her. I should have stopped you. I heard everything from my elder sister and aunt. Shuel Yanhua is a mad woman who puts her life on the line for the matriarch's position. Since she was young, she had already shown interest in becoming the family matriarch. That's why my aunt, Shuel Yan, advised her to give up on her greed. However, even after becoming the matriarch, her greed showed no sign of ending. She wanted to maintain her position for life. While keeping the elders in watch, she even considered the children she gave birth to. That's why she put us under strict supervision to prevent anything from going wrong. In my case, she was wary of my talent. That's why she isolated me using the family members and my sisters. Isn't it ironic? In the first place, I had no intention of becoming the family matriarch. Is that so? Actually, I was going to let your imagination run wild a bit longer, but it seems like there will be no end to it, so let me just say this.